I have been waiting for something else to talk to you about, and I found it. And I think you're gonna wanna stay with me for like 90 seconds because it's better than thinking about the other stuff. One of the things I do best is to take seemingly unrelated headlines from seemingly unrelated sources and mash them together so you can see from a different altitude the bigger picture. So let's do that with two stories. First, we just got a terrible inflation reading. Consumer Price Index rose 2.9%, which is the highest reading since January. Want to guess which two items were at the top of the list of rising prices? Roasted coffee with a 21.7% price increase just since last year. Just underneath that, steak at 16.6% in 1 year. This is not a coincidence, because do you know who provides most of our imported coffee and beef? It's Brazil. We import 1 billion pounds of coffee from Brazil each year and about 800 million pounds of beef, or at least we normally do. But Trump chose to slap a 50% tariff on both of those items on August 1st, which made importing cost prohibitive for millions of small businesses, forcing huge price increases to the consumer. Because it doesn't matter if you're buying those items from Brazil, if you're buying them from somewhere locally. When supply goes down, price goes up. But that's only one headline. So what's the other one? Those who have been paying attention know that the 50% tariff on Brazil was not economic. It was not because Trump was trying to score a better trade deal or lower prices for consumers. Because Trump was trying to force the Brazilian Supreme Court to drop charges against his friend Jair Bolsonaro. Because Bolsonaro, stop me if this sounds familiar, was on trial for trying to overthrow an election and for attacking government buildings. Of course, Trump saw himself in Bolsonaro's image, and so he tried to use the cost of our coffee and steak to get his buddy out of prison. But you may not have seen, while the United States was distracted over the last day and a half with routine tragedies, Brazil stepped up and convicted Bolsonaro anyway. A 4-1 ruling by their Supreme Court is going to send Bolsonaro, who is 70 years old, to prison for 27 years, which I think is great news. In fact, I think I'm going to celebrate with a nice cup of coffee and a Brazilian skirt steak.